Hello, Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have a project. If you remember, my last project was this shadow box frame card, and I did this using Paper Pumpkin products. Really easy project. All the information is there. I really like this project, so I came up with another project that we're going to do today, and that's this. So it's the exact same process from the other card, and I will go ahead and have a link as well as the details. Now, for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create these beautiful flowers right here that go perfectly in the shadow box card. Now, because I just think it's just really just a lovely card. So, uh-oh, here comes Mittens. Watch out. We're going to have a Mittens, we're going to have a cat scan. Here comes my cat scan. Okay, Mittens. All right. No, 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 no. No, you got to, okay, thank you. I know, I love you too. Bye. Okay. So the product that I'm going to be using to make these flowers is a Sizzix set that is Tim Holtz, and this is available on stampbook.com and on Amazon. It consists of a number of dies, so I'm going to show you how we're going to cut out the flowers using the dies. It has a number of dies, and then you're also going to need to put the flowers together. This is the Tim Holtz, it's like the paper shaper, flower shaper, and it comes with a little pair of tweezers and these little shaper tools. I will have information, but these are available if you're interested in it. I'm using, and here's all my paper for this card. Here is my 5x7. So this is 7x10, scored at 5. I have a layered piece here that's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. I am going to emboss it with the Type Worn Type. You can see how pretty that comes out. I've already built my frame and the back of my frame, which is 3.5 by 5 1/4. Again, all these dimensions fit the previous video, which I will link. And it's going to go here, okay? So what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to build the flowers. And what you're going to need to build the flowers: basic white cardstock, the dies, and we're going to color the flowers using inks. And I'm using boho blue and calypso coral, and I love this boho blue. This is such a pretty color. I really like it. It's really perfect. And then I use some lemon lolly, just kind of for the for these little white flowers, and then we're using calypso coral for our roses. Now I do have some, I believe this is mossy meadow that I have for the leaves that we'll cut out as well. Okay, so those are the colors. That's the stamps, the set. I'm just going to put my colors aside and put my embossing folder aside and my glue. I'm also using this 3-in-1 glue. You know I love this glue. It dries fast, and it's what I was using on my frame to get my frame glued. Okay, so let's look at the dies. You get a number of dies, and I just like to kind of line them up. These are kind of the chrysanthemum-y ones here. These are the roses, the ones that kind of have this more rounded shape. And you get 3 sizes of roses, and then a couple of different sizes for the chrysanthemum. So I kind of lined them up like this. If you can kind of look at the shape of the petals, and that's why I like to do them in white, because then you can kind of decide how you want to color them, and it works out rather well. So all I do is I basically put them on a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to bring in my large die cut machine. Now I will cut these later, but as you know, I love to use my press and seal for little for dies that I just want to cut all of them at the same time. So I will cut those out using my mossy meadow right there. So this large blue flower is going to be this, okay, and this and this. These are the roses. Rose. This is a mini rose. Okay, so these are the roses. I've got 1, 2, 3 roses, 3 different sizes. These are those sizes. I have a blue, 1, 2, 3. I have a blue, big blue, medium blue. I can cut another medium blue, but then I can do another medium blue, and then I have like 2 whites. This should be a white. Maybe I'll do another medium blue and 2 whites. Okay, so I'm just kind of lining up the way the flowers are going to be colored based on what we need here. So I need 3 blues. I got 3 blues here. I'm going to need my roses that are going to go in Calypso Coral, and then I'm going to just leave these as white and pull them together, and they're going to create these 2 there. Okay, so let me show you, and we're just going to start. I want to start with, before we color anything, I kind of want to start with the ones that we're just going to put together in the plain white. We're going to turn on, I have a little gun, we're going to turn on our glue gun. And what's nice about the glue gun is I've got a little silicone mat. I'm going to place my glue gun right there. I have another silicone mat I'm going to place here for my glue, and then I have my shaping block. Okay, these are, I'm going to start with this big one. I'm going to bring in my shaping block. Now, the way these go constructed, I like to use this tool. It comes with this tool with a little split right there. I think you can see that. And you can twist it like that. But it's your choice. You can either use these tweezers or you can use the shaping tool that comes with the set. You're going to start at this end and then you're going to roll it all around, and this little area here kind of serves as the platform. But before you do that, what I recommend is you kind of take one of your shaping tools, and you're just going to kind of, if you go on the inside, then look, if you go on the inside, you see how it's going to just kind of curl inside? But we kind of want these to kind of fan out. So what you want to do is you want to turn it upside down and you want to roll along towards the outside. Okay, and so then your flowers are going to kind of, stick out. See, they're going to kind of stick out like that. So once you've done that, since these are the white ones, I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to get my sponge daubers, and this is my lemon. I got my lemon lolly, my calypso coral, and I believe this is my boho blue. So I can take my lemon lolly, and whatever I want the inside of my flower to look like, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to apply that ink. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm just going to apply that ink. Okay, so I've inked the inside of my flower. So these are kind of folding out. So if they're folding out, what we want to do is we want to grab that end and then we want to just start turning it over. And this is where we get our glue. And I just add glue along there. And I just start rolling that along that edge, and it's going to line up. We just have to follow that edge. I just add some glue. And every once in a while I kind of pinch it. I'll just add my glue all the way along until you kind of get to this edge right here. And you're kind of looking for, it's flat. It's flat in there. You're trying to follow that all the way around. So when I get to this point right here, I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to grab my glue gun. I'm going to put a nice bead of glue right there. And then I'm going to kind of turn this like that and kind of use that as the platform. You see that? And that becomes our platform for our flower. Okay, so let's do that again. I've inked this. So now we come in and shape it. I'm going to shape it backwards because I want these to stick out, right? I'm going to shape them out. So you're going to lay this upside down because you want to shape it out. And then we're going to curl it in. And then it's just gonna, and then I'm just gonna put that aside. So I have two flowers now. I haven't opened them up. I'm just gonna put them aside. Okay, so now we're going to color. So now we're now going to do the larger flowers, and these are going to be in boho blue. So I'm going to bring in my mat here, and I have my sponge dauber with my boho blue. I'm going to start again. I'm going to kind of start with the middle, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of apply. Now you can play around with this, because you can apply like dark, and then you can just kind of apply kind of light going out. And the reason why that's kind of an interesting thing to do is because when we roll it up, you see, then you can come back and you can darken these petals kind of on the end, and that really kind of helps kind of the interest in your flower. So you don't have to, I kind of like to do dark at the beginning, and then you can do the opposite, right? You could, okay, so and then this is going to be rolled up, so you're not really going to see that. So let's take our next one. Let's flip this over and let's bring in, these are our roses. We're going to do the same thing we just did, only we're going to use Calypso Coral. And remember, this is your edge, that's your inside. I've got a bigger flower here. I'm going to pull in a bigger shaping tool. Again, I kind of want, I'm turning it upside down, so it kind of helps now that you've inked it. You kind of can discern. Since we were using those white ones, you didn't really know which one was upside down, but we're going to do this upside down because we want these to kind of flare out. So I just kind of roll this. Okay, so we got that one. Now the roses. Now you notice how skinny these flowers were as we were rolling them, right? It was they rolled pretty easily. When you get to the roses, these are very wide petals. So when we're rolling them, we're going to have to shape those petals as they go around. But first we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to use a smaller ball because I want to I'm not only going to hitting the base right here, but I also kind of want to form these petals a little bit so that the petals now see how the petals kind of flat? So that's where I want to kind of take. It's a little fiddly, but I'm kind of pressing. I'm kind of pressing inside just because I kind of want to, like a rose kind of, bows out. I'm trying to get that petal. See how I'm trying to get that petal to kind of bow out a little bit, which is kind of different than the other ones. You see see how the petal's kind of bent? It's kind of bent. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to very carefully kind of just run this tiny tool right over, kind of along the edge of these petals, because I want to I don't want them standing straight up. I really want these to kind of bend out. And like I said, it's a little tricky. You have to be gentle with this paper. All right, so that's kind of good enough. So let's do this rose, okay? So again, I'm going to grab this and I kind of grab it just perpendicular to the edge of that rose, perpendicular to the edge of that petal. And I'm going to kind of go one like that. Okay. Now, once I get there, I'm going to start adding my glue, but then I also, you can see how I have to kind of pinch it a little because I want this rose to look round, because these petals they don't bend as easily as the other ones did, because they were a lot longer. And in being a lot longer, they were a little bit more pliable as you were folding these. These almost are a little bit harder to these are almost a little bit harder to fold. I kind of have to pinch them to kind of get a rose shape. See, and I got to kind of work that around a little bit. And it takes a couple of roses. You're not going to get this your first time. You're going to have to kind of play with it. See how I got kind of like that sharp edge there? I kind of want to kind of pinch it into a nice blossom. See, I kind of want to shape it a little. Now you don't, you're kind of working this, and I don't, I don't get, I apply the glue, but it may not be as smooth a bead as the other flowers. And you can kind of bring that up a little bit. Now see how that one petal, I'm just gonna kind of pinch that petal a little bit. I'm trying to pinch these petals so they kind of go out. And then I'm going to kind of hold it like that, because here's my platform. My platform's right there. I'm going to add my bead of glue. I'm going to take this off. And I've kind of put it on that platform. And those other kind of petals are going to flare out a little bit, but we'll take care of those in a minute. Just got to make sure I got enough glue in there. Like I said, these are kind of, the roses are a little fiddly. I'm just going to set that there. Okay, so now let's do the other one. I got a little gap in here. Just going to shove some glue in it. Hold it down on my silicone mat. But you can kind of see, they didn't form too bad, right? So the next step in these, and I guess I have to say, you gotta love doing this, otherwise you're not gonna like doing this. So try to get all the strings off that you can. Okay, so I'm going to kind of start with this rose, but I want to show you that I'm just going to kind of take my tweezers and I can grab the tweezer and I can bend. See, I'm just kind of grabbing it and I'm just going to roll it and let go. I'm going to grab the edge, I'm going to roll it, and grab this edge. Do it like that. Now if you have little spots here that you need covered, you can always go in. You can always go in and kind of redo these if you need some spots that you figure. So, as you recall from the tutorial, just move those over there, is we want to go ahead and we want to place this, and we have, this is the back. Now I have a punch that we're going to use for our And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to this is going to go right here. So this is just a piece of, you know, yellow sticky Post-it note. So now I want to put this flower here. Okay, so there's our flowers. Now let's look at our leaves. I'm going to bring my thing back in here. Let's see, we're going to grab, I think I'm going to grab a big one. And these are kind of cool because you can actually kind of bend those and stick them in like that. So there you go. There's that done. And I have a stamp set here that's called Frame Florets. I'm going to use this for a special person on a special day. So let's finish up our card. Let's grab this and our... Now, this doesn't go all the way to the end. So I showed you in my last video how we just kind of accommodate for that. And it does a pretty good job. And because this is so large, we have to use our tear tape. So there you go. Just a few easy steps and you can create these wonderful flowers. I just love the look, and I think these are just a really super project for a really special card, an anniversary card, a birthday card, a Mother's Day card. So if you haven't already, please hit like. All products, Stampin' Up! Products are available on my online store. I'll leave a link for how you can pick up some of the other projects featured here. And if you go for my, if you go to my blog, you'll have all the dimensions. Hey, if you're looking for a demo, please consider joining my team. Consider joining as a hobbyist, and you will enjoy a 20% discount. A special offer for the month of June that provides some extra free products. If you are a demo and like my content, please help me to continue to provide good content by supporting my channel. Please hit like, share, and please leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. This is Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. Thank you so much for joining me, and happy stamping.